Put my son down right now." The billionaire's voice thundered through the marble hall, echoing off the gold-trimmed walls. Every guest turned. Every servant froze, and there she stood, a small black girl, trembling, clutching his unconscious son in her arms. But what the billionaire didn't know was that this little girl had just saved his child's life from something his money couldn't buy his way out of. The grand mansion of Alexander Hayes stood like a monument to power. White marble, towering pillars, and a silence that carried authority. Tonight, it hosted one of his most extravagant charity galas, chandeliers blazing, violins playing, and guests in gowns worth more than most people's homes. Everything was perfect until chaos ripped through the calm. A glass shattered. Guests gasped. And there, at the entrance, a little black girl stumbled into the ballroom, carrying the billionaire's disabled son in her frail arms. Her face was streaked with tears and sweat, her small frame shaking under the boy's weight. The music stopped. The laughter died. And then came the voice that cut through the silence like a blade. "Put my son down." Alexander Hayes stepped forward, his face a storm of anger and disbelief. His words weren't loud. They were dangerous. The girl's knees wobbled, but she didn't move. She tightened her grip instead. He couldn't breathe. "I was trying to help," she stammered, her voice breaking. Guests whispered. Phones came out. Eyes judged. The billionaire's jaw clenched. In his world. People followed orders. In his world. No one touched his son, but before he could take another step, a weak sound escaped the boy's lips. A cough, then a breath. Ethan, his only child, blinked slowly and whispered, "Dad, ... And in that moment, the man who ruled everything froze. The girl, Amara. Her name was Amara. She was only 12, the daughter of a cleaner who worked endless shifts to keep food on their table. Amara often tagged along after school, quietly helping her mother, dreaming of one day becoming a doctor. She'd seen Ethan before, always distant, always alone. The billionaire's son lived in a world of silence, confined to a wheelchair after a rare condition had stolen his ability to walk, while others kept their distance. Amara didn't see sickness. She saw sadness, and slowly, she became the only person who dared to talk to him. They shared stories, laughter, and quiet moments of friendship that no one else noticed. That afternoon, Amara was near the garden when she heard a strange sound, a choked gasp, followed by a thud. She turned and saw Ethan's wheelchair toppled over on the stones, his small hands clawing at his throat. Without thinking, she sprinted across the yard. No one else saw. No guards, no nannies, just her. She dropped to her knees, turned him on his side, and patted his back as she'd seen on TV, but his breathing didn't return. Panic surged through her, so she did the unthinkable. She lifted him. Her arms burned, her legs shook, but she carried him all the way through the mansion doors, yelling for help. And now, here she was, standing before a sea of shocked faces, her heart pounding so loud she thought it would burst. The billionaire glared at her, fury in his eyes. "Who told you to touch him?" he demanded. Tears welled up, but she didn't back down. "No one," she said quietly. "He was dying, so I didn't ask." The words silenced the room, but paramedics rushed in moments later. One checked Ethan's pulse, another his airway. Then, turning to Alexander, one said calmly, "Whoever got him here this fast probably saved his life." Every whisper stopped. Every judgment fell away, and Alexander looked at the little girl again, really looked. Her small arms were trembling, her dress smeared with dirt and grass. She had risked everything, her mother's job, her own safety, not for attention, not for reward, but simply because a boy needed help. When the chaos settled, Alexander called for Amara. She came, head bowed, expecting punishment. Instead, the billionaire's voice was soft. "You saved my son," he said. "Why?" Amara hesitated, then whispered, "Because no one else saw him fall." The simplicity of her answer broke something inside him. For years, he had surrounded his son with the best doctors, the finest tutors, but not one friend. Not one person who saw him as more than a fragile heir. And this little girl, this child of a cleaner, had done what all his money couldn't. She gave his son a reason to smile again. Days later, Alexander visited Amara's modest home. He didn't come as a billionaire, but as a father. He offered her mother a full-time position, health insurance, and something more. A scholarship for Amara. He named it the Amara Courage Grant Dotted. Would fund education for children who showed bravery and kindness in moments that truly mattered. Ethan and Amara remained inseparable after that day. They played, studied, and laughed together. The lonely boy and the brave girl who refused to wait for help. Some heroes don't wear capes. Some don't even have strength. They just have heart, and that's enough to change the world. If this story moved you, tell us where you're watching from. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that remind us what real wealth truly is: compassion, courage, and the power to care when no one else does.